Well, hello.
Hi.
We thought we haven't done a video.
I haven't. It's been a minute.
It's been a long minute.
Mm-hmm.
And jeez, how have you been?
I can
How have you
take
been?
my glasses off. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Um. Mm, it's a loaded question.
yeah, I know.
It's It's been okay, but it's. I don't know. Up and down still. I'm still on the transplant list, but we are really gearing up for a campaign to try to get me a liver. Um, we're really going to gear up and do some things and try to get awareness out there that there is an option for living organ donation out there. So I know that you have to be type O blood, can be O positive or O negative, but anyway, watch for information to come out there. But as far as personally, the hepatic encephalopathy is getting worse. The uncontrollable crying is out of control. Um, I thought it was sinuses, you know what I mean? Or I thought I was just leaking
Yeah,
a lot, and I was like, "What is going on with my eyes?" And I realized it's just the PBS, and if you don't know what that is, look up the Danny Glover has PBS as well, so you can look that up on YouTube. Um, it's emotional, it's exhausting, and it's very hard to navigate one day to the next who I am or where I am or um, what I'm doing a lot of the times. Um, it's very similar to dementia at this stage, on early onset dementia.
mm-hmm.
Um, it's very scary. Actually, today I went into a very deep sleep. I don't even remember how I fell into it. I was literally sitting there and just all of a sudden woke up, what, 3 or 4 hours later?
Mm-hmm.
And like still felt like so heavy,
Mm.
tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There was some release today, a little bit, I felt.
yeah. We decided that we weren't going to let outside things disrupt the connection any longer. What that means is you have to let go of a lot of attachment. Um, I think we both were feeling this attachment, and we're really thinking that this attachment was meant for us and for all of you. And I think what we realized is that's not the case. Um, our connection needs to be nurtured. And if that means we have to let go of everything, that means we have to let go of everything. The last thing I'm going to do is make everything else more important than this. Um, and I think we both reached a point where we could do something different and not focus on what we thought we were meant to do. Um, and that's I think was both weighing really heavy on us because we were fighting for something that it was only us fighting for,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought we were doing it for all of you, as far as connection. And I think what we realized is no, I don't think that's it either. And I think we both became very, I don't know, I guess the word for it is, it was really affecting what you were going through.
It was making me sicker, I think.
Yeah, and then I had to just let go. Um, and what we're talking about is, of course, our retreat home. Um, I don't think that was what we thought we were supposed to be doing, but it looks like we can't do it by ourselves, and especially with what we're going through, that's the thing that we had to give up.
And
So
we
we
got over halfway there.
man, and then we realized if we didn't go all the way there, then it would just be more stress, and we just decided that stress isn't something we need. Um, we kept, I guess, we kept thinking it was just going to come from somewhere. Um, you know how it's kind of like when you wait around for this connection, you think there's magically going to be something you don't have to do for it to happen. And For all of you that did help, we really appreciate it. It's really supported. That's going to help us do something else. But if you're still wanting to help, please, by all means, you can email.
Yeah, I mean, there's still time, but
There's
we've
still
kind
time.
of let go of the attachment of
Yeah.
it, and as long as it doesn't affect who we are, um,
In connection.
then we're okay. And the thing is with this illness, and unfortunately that having to be a priority,
Mm.
um, and noticeably I'm not able to work as much and be with you guys during sessions, which affects me more than you know. um, I don't know where I was going with that. I was going somewhere with that, but it's just it's harder on me with not being able to work as much, watching him over exert himself and not take care of himself was big with me.
Yeah, it became big with me.
Yeah.
And I want to be connected to you, so I have to give that up. We've lowered some things, and then we've changed some things, and then we looked at what we wanted to do overall. We do have some beautiful things coming. We're going to do our first ever speaking engagement for a retreat, an online retreat, which we got invited to.
Yeah,
So
for an online retreat.
We're really excited about that. That'll be out of Australia, so the details we'll be sharing soon. So be on the lookout for that. We're really excited to do something with Jonathan and Mary. We're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And those of you that know them, we love you guys and thank you guys really for extending out. But we we realized we've got to do some things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can do them here, that's where we'll do them. If we're not here, it'll be a change. No matter what, the way that you experience Lee and Sherry will be different. So, other than that, we're still muddling through. We're waiting on the liver donor. It's really hard because of the deceased donor and what COVID has done to that whole big thing. It's a big mess. And if you die now of COVID, you're not eligible, even if you are a liver donor or you're an organ donor. It really does affect it in a lot of different ways because it makes it very limited for the people that do need it. And it's really risky putting 2 lives in place instead of 1. And I think that's, what's causing this delay. But the goal is just to keep her here, no matter what.
And connected. It's hard without having a mental disorder or disease that staying in connection and not letting outside influences or outside things or bills or contracts or work or child care or the water bill or the electric bill or the car repairs or any of that stuff to penetrate the connection. It's always going to penetrate a relationship because that kind of stuff puts strain on a relationship. Of course it does. But when there's a connection involved, there's an opportunity to work around those types. And if you watch Lee and I from the beginning, you will see that this hurdle is simply another hurdle. It's just and we looking from your eyes, watching us and seeing that where we've started, what we've been through, those great big huge ordeals that felt like the end of the world. We went through, the ones that had me crying myself to sleep and not able to breathe and so detrimental, and we got through it.
And I think what we've learned out of most of it is that home is where we are,
Yeah.
um, and connection is where we are. How that looks and how that transforms and how that changes, we stay connected through it. And if we see that the way we're heading is going to do something different to that, then we have to choose each other and choose connection.
How do you, how do you, because I know this is going to be a question that's asked, how do you keep the connection solid when something you're facing is difficult, and it could be even um, a sickness or an illness or a death or a tragedy, or it could be a divorce, it could be anything. I mean, how do you keep that from taking your joy, your
Mm.
happiness? How do you keep that from taking who you are? How does that keep you from being irritable, hard to get along with, hard to live with? There's no sense of happiness in you because it's a constant state of worry and stress.
Right.
How do we, what is the answer to somebody who would ask this? Hey, how do you get through that and stay connected?
Open vulnerability.
Open vulnerability.
I, even as I've struggled
That's
over
the
the last,
biggest thing.
once I started seeing it, and I was thinking, okay, what if we could just pay the whole thing off? And then I realized that we weren't going to be able to do that. And then I thought about continuing just working as much as I'm working and still not be able to spend those moments with you. I had to make a choice. And I had to make a choice whether I was going to fight for it or whether I was going to be vulnerable and just hold you. And I realized fighting for it was going to take me away from you, and I didn't want to do that. I would rather just be vulnerable with you, to be connected to you. And I had to tell you that because I knew the other way it would start creating disconnects. I had to surrender to what I thought and then share what I thought with you and let you know how it was making me feel.
That's the key, is just share what you're feeling, not what you're thinking.
It's easier and easier because we've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen how many people and talked to many people, and you have too, that struggle with just speaking from what they feel. They can tell you what they think about what they feel, but really genuinely getting into their feelings and sharing it, it's just not developed. And I believe that's why we created this channel, why we've stayed in this mission, and how we knew that we needed to do that with people up close and really personal. That was the creation of Root Camp and what it was meant to do. Because it's really hard to be connected if you don't have your vulnerability. And if you don't even know how to even connect to your vulnerability, you're really not asking someone to connect to you. You're actually asking them to do exactly what you're doing to you, which is abandon your vulnerability.
If you happen to be in a situation where you're just overwhelmed with something that's going on in your life, completely overwhelmed, like it feels like there is a weight on you or a monkey on your back so heavy,
Mm-hmm.
right? You've got to find it in you to tell somebody what it is you're fearing that you can't let go, what it is you're holding on to, what it is that you're fighting for. And there's a point in time where there's a breaking point, and all of that stress and worry and despair just empties, and it fills with peace and freedom and joy.
You need emptiness. If you don't know it now. The only way you're going to ever defeat fear is to speak it and tell the illusion of the fear so you can be free of it by the truth. Truth is, you can't. Fear is nothing more than a past you haven't healed. And once you realize that, you'll realize that you've been giving your fear more power because of your hurt, not because of your truth. And you can do that. You can do that in so many different ways. We wanted to take some time and shoot a video and tell you guys how much we love you, how much we've appreciated you being here on this channel.
We're still here.
We're still here.
We're not going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
They keep trying to tell us I'm going somewhere, but I keep telling them that it's not true.
If you want to help us in any way, you can email us. There's the donate button, of course. But, you know,
get in on, let me tell you what's one of the most pivotal things that will change your life is we have a program, a retreat program.
6 months.
6-month retreat program. Is it a retreat? It's not a retreat.
It's, well, you come here if we're here, if it's still there. But it's 6 months of Lee and Sherry. You talk to us multiple times during the week.
You're not here for 6 months.
No, but you get to spend.
We probably couldn't handle you that long.
You will spend some time here because there are some things that you have to heal in person. Some things will be more impactful if you experience it firsthand. That's COVID permitting.
Yeah, but that's a trip. That's a trip to us before and in the beginning, and a trip to us at the end.
Yeah.
And then
we got vaccinated.
We did.
So we do have that going for us, but we are still very careful and very cautious. You will come here, like she said in the beginning and the end. It's like an in-your-face root camp, and then it's consistently root camp and homework and just.
It's pretty intense.
People often ask us how. This is the how. 6 months with us, trust us, you won't ask how anymore. But it's what we put in place to help us achieve what we wanted to do. If you're interested in that, ask for the link and sign up. But know that once you're in, you can't get out. You're stuck in the connection with Lee and Sherry.
Like the Hotel California.
Yep, it'll be just like the Hotel California. There'll be all kinds of beautiful things to do. If you've never really truly experienced the power of mirror work, we promise you will coming into this. And that's just the start. That's not even the depth of it. You will never let somebody connect to you without your depth. And if you haven't healed your depth, that's why we're here. And we were looking for about 50 people to do this. But I'm telling you right now, it's no joke. You gotta be ready for it. You gotta be ready for Lee and Sherry, because you're gonna get us in all the ways that we're connected, so you can see what connection really is doing to you, meaning to you, and showing you.
Well, you're not coming into our bedroom. We're not going to show you all the ways. We're not going to do that.
Even some things are that sacred.
We love you guys.
We love you.
Thank you all for watching us. Thank you all for... I hear you asking about me when I'm on the other side of the computer, retching, crying, walking. When the nurse is here, I hear you asking about me. Thank you.
We'd like to dedicate this video to Sunday Berquist. She passed this past Sunday, and her and Sherry were pretty close. She was a part of Survivor reality, but she was battling cancer for the second time, and she's been a really large support system, along with a few others that have been a really huge support for her. She's lost quite a few, and she's still here. She's pushing through. She refuses to die. I really feel bad for this disease. I mean, I think the disease gets the worst end of it, trying to mess with her. But thank you for being here, and I love you.
Love you.
We'll
And we
see
love you
soon.
guys.